I was saying like Grover. I am Rick James in Grover's couch for sure.
Oh, you
For sure. I don't know what
Grover.
I don't hate Grover. I just don't respect him.
Wait, out of all the Muppets that exist, what are 3 that you respect? Starting with the most respect to the least respect.
Okay, so if we are granting the world of the Muppets.
World Muppets.
And we're granting them their world. We're not looking at their world from my perspective.
No, their world.
Right. Super Grover. I respect the attempt.
He's trying.
Yeah, he's trying.
He's trying.
Grover, no respect for Grover. So
Okay.
I respect Super Grover. I do not respect Grover.
Well, let's remove regular Grover out of this. So you respect
I respect Super Grover.
Super Grover.
I respect the Count.
Everyone respects the Count, dude.
He's just meticulously keeping it together. He's keeping track of it all.
Got it.
Right? Ironically, I have a lot of respect for Oscar the Grouch.
Oscar the Grouch, he was going to be my number 1.
Yeah.
He was going to be my number 1 respect.
Set in his ways. He doesn't care about the consequences one way or the other.
No.
I'm doing it my way, but Oscar, it's going to be terrible. It's like I live in terrible.
Yeah. I
Give
can
me
survive.
terrible.
He's the most adaptable one.
Yeah.
Out of all, like if anything ever happened on Sesame Street where every Muppet was out of a job, Oscar'd be the only one who's like, you don't know what the fuck this life is, you piece of shit.
Yeah, welcome to my world. Welcome to my
everyone
world.
grab a can. Yeah. Yo, fuck.
He also already has every disease.
Yeah, he is patient 0.
Yeah. So he's not going to get sick.
Sesame Street. No, never going to get sick.
Yeah. And then, when you go over to, I have no respect for Kermit. I have
no respect for Kermit.
Nah, he's a little bit of a bitch. He's a little bit of a bitch. Like, listen, and I don't want this to turn into like a sexist conversation on my behalf.
Ooh, sexist Muppet conversation.
I don't respect.
Bitch.
I don't respect men that let their women walk all over them.
Okay. So, here's what I'm going to say. I don't know. Now, when you say let them walk all over him, do you think Miss Piggy, when she's being an ungrateful, demanding swine, do you think Kermit is seeing that as disrespect to him, or is he just pacifying it in a way like, I mean, here's what I'll say about Kermit. Kermit's going to do what Kermit's going to do. Miss Piggy being a bitch, Kermit's just like, yeah, that's just my fucking lady. She's just a bitch.
Yeah, but you can hear it in his voice that it's weighing heavy on him. That her behaviors change his demeanor every single time. He gets sadder, his shoulders slump. Like she's beating him down with that behavior.
I mean, she is, but I guarantee, see, the whole thing is he's staying with her from a strict business standpoint. He knows that without her, the Muppet Show, as much as a draw as it is, I mean, you got Fozzie, you've got Beaker, you've got fucking Honeydew, you got Scooter, you have all these great Muppets, but they also know, like, people are coming to see the most ridiculous fucking literal pig. Mm-hmm. So, like, I guarantee he's just like, yeah, this is just what I got to do to make the show work. This is my fucking show. I understand how this is going to be. And I guarantee, as much as that is, a public thing, I think behind closed doors, it's not like that at all.
But that's even worse.
I think he is laying down the fucking law behind closed doors.
To me, that's for one, I'm not letting a woman treat me badly for money. That's not happening.
It's all an act. It's all an act.
But it's for the purpose of keeping Muppet Inc. together. Like
are you trying to say you would let Muppet Inc. fold because of your pride? Scooter's out of a job, but all these Muppets are out of a job now because you have too much pride.
Nah, that's how.
He knows it's an act.
It's not pride. It's self-respect.
It sounds like pride.
It's self-respect.
So here's the thing. He knows. I guarantee he's giving the rundown to everyone. He's like, yeah, you're going to see my bitch wilding out, but I guarantee you, like, I'm just putting on airs for the ratings. He's doing it for the ratings.
I get it, but I don't like that. I don't like seeing that behavior. I don't like seeing... Because I don't like anything that encourages other women to be able to act that same way. I don't like it. I don't think any woman should have the confidence to be walking around acting like Miss Piggy.
Look, I can agree with you. However, I will say a lot of women who walk around with the confidence of Miss Piggy have no Kermit. That's the thing. They don't have a Kermit. And if they do have a Kermit, they're acting like that in public behind closed doors. That Kermit is going full fucking Ike Turner. I swear to God.
Well, here's the thing, though. She's going to be Ms. Piggy forever.
That's what
all of them, all of the ones that are not. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying,
all
dude.
of them, they're going to stay Ms. Piggy forever. And that's that's the message. Dude, the other thing, I'll talk to you about the other thing after, because I don't want to have to cut all this stuff out.
No. This is quality Muppet talk, dude. You're not cutting this out.
This is quality Muppet talk.
We have never talked about Muppets on this show. We've never talked about any Muppet movie. We've never talked about any Muppet show. We've never talked about the Muppet Babies.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about shit with these
It's kind of crazy because I'm constantly trying to workshop inclusive racial slurs.
Inclusive racial slurs.
Yeah, that don't separate the races. Like, you have to add the race to it as a qualifier. Right? Therefore, it's not about the race. It's really about the behavior more than it's about the race.
Okay.
And for a while, I thought Muppet would have been a good one.
Muppet?
Like a white Muppet. You're being a white Muppet right now.
Yeah.
Or a black Muppet.
Black Muppet definitely sounds like somebody's album coming out in the future. Black Muppet sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
But like, you can't, like, even if you're like, yo, you're a Chinese Muppet, that actually is pretty good.
That's pretty good,
that is
right?
Pretty good.
And you don't have to add. You don't have to actually
add the slur. You can just say Black Muppet. Yeah.
And then and you don't need traditional racial slurs as a qualifier with it. It's a whole new thing. So you're not going to say not Chinese Muppet. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say the word. I'm trying to start us off slow and build. We're going to build.
Yeah, but like, here's the thing. There are some things that with inflection become slurs.
I'm fine with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you could be like, oh, it's a Jewish Muppet. But if you were like, yo, that's a Jewish Muppet. You Jewish Muppet.
Yeah.
Like that, the inflection on the word Jew becomes...
I would probably say Jew Muppet, but sure.
Jew Muppets.
That's probably how I would say it.
That's what I'm saying. That sounds... Yeah. That's too short. That's too biting.
But racial slurs can be biting. I don't
know, they're
need them
supposed
to be biting.
They're supposed to be biting.
They need to bite.
That's what they got to do.
That's the whole point.
That's the whole point of using the slurs.
We also need them. We need delineation. We need to be able to like separate people who are acting right from people who ain't acting right.
Sure. I mean,
those are Muppets.
The Muppets aren't acting right?
They are not acting right. They're crashing out. Muppets crash out all the time.
I mean, I just saw footage of Spain being invaded by refugees, and there was a lot of there's a lot of Muppets coming in over those borders. Right
they're Muppeteering.
It's pretty crazy, and I feel like, you know, look, and Spanish Muppet sounds. That's a good. Like, you fucking.
That's pretty good.
Spanish Muppet.
Spanish Muppets. You
but it's like
Puerto Rican Muppet.
Spanish Muppet. Yeah, I mean, Muppet is a good, but it's like, the problem is people would be like, what's a Muppet? That's what sucks so bad, is that, like, Muppet doesn't have the same bang as it did.
Well, here's
in the 1980s, 70s, and, you know, the 90s.
I understand what you're saying. I apologize that the word is slipping my brain right now, but there are some words that, not knowing the meaning, when you hear the words, you can apply that meaning to the word in the context it's being used in. That's what, like, a lot of slurs do that. Like, curse words and slurs, you don't even have to know what they are, but you're like, that's bad.
Yeah.
You know? And
I know what that's... I mean, when I would go get my car looked at, I'd be like, this black alternator is acting up. They'd be like, do you even know what that is? I'm like, yeah, you don't even get it. And don't let me started on this Spanish radiator. You don't even get it, dude. This Mexican... Also...
Yeah. These Italian water pumps?
Yes. I've actually had it up to here with these Mexican brake lights. They are fucking killing me. What are you talking about?
That's almost 2 on the nose.
My Mexican brake lights out.
That's perfect.
These goddamn
but
Mexican
you see what I'm saying?
brake
Like,
lights.
when you use it that way, you know exactly what it means. Like,
Sure.
And I forget what that word is, but those are some of my favorite words, and that's why you can adapt new racial slurs. I think adapting a new racial slur to be a universal racial slur would work almost immediately.
What do you think? So here's what I'm going to ask. What do you think is the best? I guess it's not a racial slur, but like, okay, what do you think in the future, when, let's just say, AI picks up and we do have a race of, or like a thinking, living AI robot, what do you think their racial slur for the human race is going to be?
Just humans.
Just human? That's
humanoid, possibly.
Human.
But before we even move on to that, because I like this line of thought. My concern with using Muppet as a racial slur would be, as it gets adapted, as it starts to get into the vernacular a little bit, and people start, and one mixtaping it up a little bit, it's going to start to delineate, because we'll start using Muppets for different races, right? Because, like, those Kermits. The Kermits. You know what I'm saying? The Miss Piggies. The Piggies. The fucking Gonzos.
Gonzos is good. Wait, we all know which one.
I'm not saying it.
Sidney, we all know which ones are the Gonzos.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's the concern.
We all know.
And so then it goes from this beautifully, universally
I think
inclusive...
Gonzos has been around for a little bit. I think they've been using
these Gonzos in their little hats.
You're saying we're funding all this money to the Gonzos over there?
Do you see what I'm saying?
Can't they fight their own war?
So that was my concern. But the more now that we're workshopping it together, I think I'm okay with that happening. I think it just made it more
we're breaking
fun.
it down?
No, I think it's more fun this way.
What do you think are tellies?
Ooh, the Itellies. those spaghetti slurping Itellies. It works.
I mean, it does. I'm trying to think of one for Australia, because Australians, it's kind of crazy. Would you? I personally consider Australians a race. I know that sounds wild.
Yeah,
but I do. Like, I know there's the Italians, like the Italian Americans. I've never met an Have you met an Australian American?
I guess no.
No, I haven't either. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm just saying I've never met anyone who's like, yeah, my mom, she's an Italian American. I've heard that. German American. I've heard Mexican American. I've heard African American. All these subsets of American. I've never heard Australian American.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, dude, Australia is one of those things where I think as a country, no one would ever try to cancel you if you were like, if you tell a black person, like, you go back to your country, people are like, oh, whoa, that's racist. Yeah. However, if you tell an Australian to go back, no one's like, yo, don't say that. Everyone's like, yeah, go back.
Also, they're not from Australia. Typically, the people that we think of as Australians are not indigenous to Australian. The indigenous Australians are the Aborigines.
Yes, the Aborigines.
Who are Muppets.
They are kind of animals.
They're basically Muppets.
They're animal.
They're the animal Muppet. Yeah.
They're animal.
Dude, some Aborigine lore, though, is fun. Like their dream world. that
The
they talk about?
Aboriginal dream world.
Yeah, so they believe in like a different dimension. They believe that dream world is actually a different dimension. And
So when
get
you dream,
messages
you
and
go to a different plane that is actual. It is reality, but just on a different.
It's a different plane, and you can access your ancestors in that world. In the dream, I think it's the dreamscape.
Dreamscape.
Isn't that cool?
I mean, does it only work for the Aboriginal?
I think
Is it only for the? Because I've never been on this dreamscape.
I feel like if you sit under the right tree and you hear that sound like a whoa. I think you can,
I gotta make animal noises.
Yeah. That's how they meditate. They
Yeah, that sounds about. Yeah, I guess if you're playing enough didgeridoos, you can go to a dreamscape.
Yeah.
But I think it's like I've never been on a dreamscape, and I have vivid dreams all the time. I've never accessed anything.
Dude,
through my dreams.
I've dreamscaped. Not only have I dreamscaped, but I think that might have been the point at which I dreamscaped might have opened me up to dating white chicks.
You dreamscaped,
and then
dating outside of your
no,
race?
I didn't dreamscape dating outside of my race. But once I went to the dreamscape, when I came back, so I was pretty racist before. I used to be pretty racist.
Sure.
And I used to, I very much was aligned with the ideology of not bringing white women home to the mom. You know, I was like, I used to be one of
those guys.
Yes. Yeah. And then I got hit by a car and went to a dreamscape. And I came back and I was like, can't we all just get along?
Damn.
Yeah, it knocked the racism right out of me.
All it takes is a vehicle. I mean, that is, see, now so wait, you got in the car, that's when your whole ideology shifted about the
Dude, I came back because I was like in a little coma, and I had wild visions that I'm not going to talk about them here unless you ask specific questions, but I did talk about them on the Thing Is podcast with Shannon a few times,
yeah.
because that's the platform for it.
Yes, very much so.
It's a very like woo-woo type of podcast. Spiritual. Has a spiritual element to that podcast. And after I came back from that situation, we'll call it, my heart was just open to everybody. Oh. I was a completely different person. Dude, everything about me
changed.
Altered. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I still talked exactly the same. Like, but it was almost like, maybe this is why I always talked like this. It all made sense. It all made sense.
Get it now.
Yeah.
So you went to the dreamscape. You changed your ideology about interracial relations.
The whole world.
Whole world.
Because I used to separate us all, and then I realized after the dreamscape that we're all just Muppets, man. We're all just Muppets trying to figure it out, man.
Except for these Gonzos. I put a hard stop on the Gonzos. Yeah. They know what they did.
Not all of the Gonzos. The Ashkenazi Gonzos.
You know, I would say Orthodox Gonzos are the worst ones. I know a couple Gonzos who are pretty cool dudes.
I know some cool Gonzos.
The Orthodox ones, jeez. The ultra Orthodox Gonzos.
College with a pretty cool Gonzo.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name was Gilad.
Gilad, that's a very Gonzo.
He went by Gil, but I refused to call him that because his name was Gilad.
I mean, Gil is also, I've never met a real Gil in my life. I've never met a Gilbert or a Gil or a Gilad. I've never met like a Gil. But so here's to touch on race. How do you feel about? And I feel so fucking dumb because I clicked on one link and now my fucking Facebook feed is nothing but this, and it's annoying as shit. The Tuskegee College.
Oh yes, my favorite thing.
The Tuskegee.
Get those Muppets under control. They're Muppets. By the way, we're about to have a heavy Muppet conversation. Let's get into these Muppets. Go.
So what is wild to me? So this is for those of you who don't know, which I don't understand how you don't. If you made the mistake like me, and it was because I clicked on a meme, I clicked on an AI meme
Yeah.
of two sad black people with a bonnet and a durag, like just cartoonishly sad.
Okay.
And I was like, "What's this about?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, they're apparently Tuskegee University is changing, or not changing, but re-implementing or standing firm on their dress code.
They're 10 toes down.
They're 10 toes down
Yeah.
on no bonnets, no durags, and no. I think it was like no sleepwear or something like that. No, just look professional when
Yeah.
you come into a collegiate setting. And there is such a line drawn in the sand.
There needs
about
to be that
this.
line drawn. There needs to be that line drawn, man.
But here's what I will say. When I saw that, and like now my feed is full of this.
Yeah.
And of course, like a dumb American Muppet, a white American Muppet. Who's the white American Muppet?
Ooh. Beaker.
Beaker. Like a fucking white beaker. Like a fucking beaker, dude.
Because the reason why I picked Beaker is because he always looked so overwhelmed by what all the other Muppets are doing. You can see how he's constantly, dude. He's constantly reflective and nostalgic of how things used to be before all these other Muppets showed up.
I've got to move to a more rural area.
Yeah.
So, like a real beaker, I fucking started reading the comments, and yeah, you have black people who are like, yeah, this is like, get rid of the bonnets, get rid of the durags. This is fucking for when you're
and that subculture. We need to eradicate that subculture in public.
So there is that end. Then there are people like, if you're paying this money and you're still like your appearance doesn't reflect your ability to work or pay attention.
The hell it
or
does.
Whatever. And then there are, and what I find surprising, or at least not surprising, but more like, what the fuck? There are white people. Look, this is a black issue. This is a black issue.
Yes and no.
This is
the yes and no.
This is what I'm saying is, this is something that if someone was like, "Can you believe they're getting rid of bonnets and durags out of college?" I'd be like, "I don't care what you guys do. Figure it out.
Yeah,
just do it. I don't need to know.
So what?
I don't need to care."
Again, I'm not. There's no way that I can argue that this isn't a black issue, considering it's at Tuskegee College, which is a historically black college.
That's also the other thing. It's like it's a historically black college. I don't know. Besides my buddies who are doing it for a real Muppety larf.
Yeah.
White dudes who wear durags.
Yeah.
And there are people who are commenting, white people that you're like, you never even went to college. You're commenting on a thing that you're not black. You shouldn't care what they're doing. Who cares?
Yeah.
And two, you've never even been to fucking college. Who gives a shit?
Okay, so now let's deconstruct this a little bit.
Deconstruct it.
Because it's bonnets, durags, sleep attire, and sleep footwear, like house
slippers.
House slippers.
Those slides, the Nike slides.
No.
Oh.
Slippers, like pink fluffy slippers. That's what these hoes are wearing. That's what these Muppets are wearing out there.
These Miss Piggies.
Dude,
Piggies,
it's crazy. So now when you can deconstruct it a little bit, pajamas, I went to a predominantly white college.
Yeah, now see, I know you're going to, I don't think I've not seen white people wearing pajama pants and fucking.
I hate it. I hated it back then. And that, in my opinion, that was the bridge to where we are now with black Muppets wearing bonnets.
Okay.
Because the do-rag thing was always kind of a thing.
Sure. I guess.
In hood culture, it was always kind of a thing. Even before I went to college, you would see people walking around in do-rags. Typically, that meant that they sold drugs. They were the plug.
Sure.
You knew who the plug was.
Because of the
he was wearing a
do-rag.
do-rag. And then, depending on the color of the do-rag, told you what he plugged.
Whoa. What was a purple do-rag?
He plugged your mom. Stay away from him.
Don't bring moms around that purple durag.
No, if he was like, yo, tell your mom I said hi. Do not tell your mom he said hi.
Don't do that.
Do not tell your mom he said hi.
Too many perp durags around this town.
Too many of that, dude.
That would be really a bummer if you were a purple durag guy.
Yeah.
You show up to town, there's 7 other purple durag guys. It's like, dude,
Mom. Mom.
I would feel bad if I was a purple durag guy. I'd be like, yo, I got to switch colors here. I got to figure out what I got. I can't be the 7th dude.
Yeah. I would say if I went with the people that I associated with back in the day, I would say black durag was pretty much weed.
All right.
Red durags, they started to experiment with like pills and coke.
Gotcha.
Not experiment, but like they sold pills and also coke. And then you would have some white durag people and
Straight up candy.
Dude, I don't know. Dude. They were trying to basically get their basketball team jerseys. They had, dude, you want to buy Reese's cups so my basketball team can get jerseys this year?
Wait,
like,
and then you see him like, wait, aren't you 35 years old? You're still playing youth basketball?
White durags were people that used to sell they used to be either black durag people or red durag people, and now they're airbrushed on an RIP shirt. All Muppets go to heaven. I don't know if you know that.
Every time you hear a clip drop, a durag gets its tail. All durags go to heaven.
All durags.
All dogs, dude.
All dogs.
All dogs, dude.
All dogs.
All dogs go to heaven, y'all. Damn.
Yeah.
So, you think your viewpoint is the bonnets and the durags got to go.
All right. So now, I'm deconstructing it a little bit, and then I'm going to construct back to this. All right. There is a part of black culture,
Sure.
right, where if degenerate behavior is happening, and you say, yo, you got to stop that black degenerate behavior, and they'll go, white people do it too, right? And you ain't saying nothing about the white people do it, but it's really hard to explain to those Muppets that, listen, the white people that do it too are also degenerates.
Yes.
The fact that white people are doing it is not an excuse or a reason that validates your behavior. Now,
I agree with what you're saying.
They're the same Muppet.
I agree with what you're saying.
Same Muppet, different color, right? So,
Muppets come in every color.
Yes. So there was a time. Keep in mind. Remember what you know about black culture. There was a time where you did not go out in public unless you were fly.
Yeah, but see, the problem is durags and bonnets are now fly.
They are not fly.
I mean,
bonnets,
I don't know, man.
Bonnets are not fly. Durags are not fly. They have never been, and they will never be. Right? Because it's sleepwear.
It is sleepwear.
That's why it will never be fly, because it's counterculture. You're being rebellious. It's rebellious.
I will say here, though.
It's like, I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. Because I can give you the history of how it became.
Look, I believe you.
Yeah.
I will say, as a white man, and everything I know about black culture comes from TV and movies. I can't say that I've read up on it. I can't say I've done any real research.
Yeah.
Everything I know, and this is not me. This isn't even me being facetious. Most of the things I know come from what I was given from black culture through media. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
And a lot of it is Keenan Ivory Wayans, who's given me the information.
Yeah.
But the other two, who I loved the movies, Kid and Play, have given me so much information about black culture. And when you say sleepwear doesn't look fly, I would have to raise you House Party too.
No, but that's
you know what I mean?
Whole different thing. It's the same thing. If I would say wearing clothes from the 70s on a regular basis isn't necessarily fly, but then you would have a 70s party. Sure. Or I would say acting like a pimp and a hoe on a regular basis isn't necessarily mainstream behavior, but then in colleges you would have pimp and hoe parties.
Sure.
Right?
All
so
right.
I will. Look,
I'm saying
I'll give you the pajama jammy
I've just
jam.
I've seen fly sleepwear, dude.
I've
seen it.
Yeah, but it's also we are doing something to point out that this isn't normal. We're having a very specific party,
and I'll give you that.
Where we're celebrating.
I guess I couldn't
nighttime
see
loungewear.
I guess I couldn't see kid getting a job wearing billiard ball pajamas. I guess I could not see him getting a job.
8 Ball says, hire me.
He taking one. He's like 3 ball corner pocket, just putting it in, dude.
So the way that it happened over history is bonnets and stuff you would never see anybody out in public with them, and if you were, she was the skankiest, heftiest.
She was ratchet.
She was
ratchet.
Ratchet before the word ratchet existed.
Sure, yeah.
Because we didn't have the word ratchet in the 80s.
I guess we didn't.
Right? We just had, ew, look at her. Oh, ew. Right? She looked nasty.
Yeah.
It was a nasty thing. Then, so she was doing it for like, oh, I don't even care. I'm gonna just go out here. I don't care. I don't care what these motherfuckers say. I'm gonna go out and do my thing. Then it became a thing where over time, non-ratchet chicks that wore bonnets needed to run out quick and do something.
Gotcha.
And listen, they say it was like early in the morning, but they're going to have to run out quick and do something to finish their morning chill or their morning where they weren't ready to get dressed yet. Sure. And then it's just going to be quick. It's just going to be quick. I'm going to do it quick. And that's how you started to see less ratchet, still ratchet, not Orthodox ratchet.
Okay.
Ratchet adjacent.
So here's my other question. When it comes down to and I'm not defending again, I don't believe this is a white issue. I'm not defending the women who are like, well, you said earlier, like, well, they do it too. Now, in the 1950s, a very popular thing that white women would do, and I remember seeing, like, again, this is coming down to media and things I've seen. They would walk out with rollers in their hair, curlers in their hair, and then a scarf over top of it. Now, and they would run errands all day in this. Is that the same types of ratchetness, or is it only applicable to the black community in the sense of ratchet?
Dude, it's this, and that's where I was going with it, right?
Okay.
Because there is an aspect of women where all women believe that they have an ego and a super ego, right? So they have their Clark Kent version of themselves and then their Superman version of themselves. Their Superman version of themselves, I probably should be using Superwoman or Supergirl, but I like
Superman's best.
But I'm cooking right now. I'm cooking.
I ain't going to correct you on the agenda.
Yeah. The ego version of themselves would be their sheepish version of themselves. They're not necessarily go out and wow people. Like they're not making that wolf have hearts pop out of their eyes and their tongue roll out onto the ground. But then their super ego version of themselves is when they're like dressed to the nines and they, their hips are out or whatever.
Sure.
Right. So that is basically women like to cosplay. All women are cosplayers.
Sure.
Whether they do it or not, they all like to cosplay, and that is part of like the female ethos, where that woman in curlers with the rag wrapped around her head and tied under her chin and the big sunglasses on.
Big sunglasses. And now keep in mind, she also has full makeup on.
Yeah.
She is also decked out in a different way.
But she's also incognito at the same time. Because she doesn't want attention drawn to her because she's not attention ready. However, once this fucking rag comes off and these curlers come out, I'm a hoe.
Sure.
Right? So,
however, though, I will also say, it's funny you mentioned with the curlers and the scarf and the big sunglasses, she's not trying to draw attention to herself.
Yeah.
I've seen nothing but ladies in bonnets always drawing attention to themselves to a point where it's like, I know where you're, like, I did not know where you were I did not know where you were.
That's the rebellion. That's the rebellious part of the culture that's coming out. Because even though I'm out like this, and I shouldn't be seen because I'm not presentable yet.
Sure.
I don't care if you see me anyway. I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna be exactly how I am when I'm not like this. Like it's a rebelliousness that gets them popping off like they do.
But I don't understand. I guess I don't understand what actually are they rebelling against. I don't really understand that.
The idea that they should be meek in these circumstances. The idea that they should that they're unpresentable. And they should. So let me back up one more time. I think I might be able to like bring it home with this.
Yeah.
Like my brain just hit me right. So when we're talking about like white culture and black culture,
sure,
right? Think about the idea of thinking you're better than other people, right?
Okay.
Black people seem very sensitive to the idea that somebody else thinks that they're better than them, right? It's like an idea, you ain't going to disrespect me, right? The idea of respect in black culture is a nuclear trigger point.
Also learned that from Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Right?
Also learned that from Mr. Wayans. Thank you.
An absolutely atomic trigger point.
Yeah.
Right?
No disrespect.
Now, a lot of times, even if you're doing something that doesn't deserve respect, even if you're doing something that deserves disrespect,
sure,
you still ain't going to disrespect me. Right? That's black culture.
Sure.
White culture doesn't have that. White culture has something a little bit different. In white culture, if you are doing whatever subculture you're in white culture, if you are doing the things that you're supposed to be doing in that little niche, you're allowed to think you are better than people that are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So an example, let's just say a regular job. If you show up for work every day and you do your job well, somebody who shows up 15 minutes late for work all the time and is a little slip shot at their job, in white culture, you're allowed to think you're better than that person.
It's not even a think. It's a no.
Exactly.
It's not a think. It's a no.
You know, and it's almost like that creates the objective truth.
Yeah, but it's also like there's also no reason to, in my opinion, having been a person who's always been, and like, look, I've been fired from every fucking job, but I've always been on time. I've always done the job.
Yeah,
I've always done it. At no point in time, the person who was always late, who I was ever like, dude, you're always I was just like, dude, it's gonna fucking bite you in the ass.
Yeah, but
it's a thing. But
that's you. A lot of people are like, I'm sick. Like a lot of people don't treat, and I'm not even saying non-white people. I'm saying even a job with white people. Say it's a white on white job. Everybody's white. The people that show up on time side eye the people that don't.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Now,
sure.
So take that into consideration. So in black culture, even if you're doing something that deserves disrespect, if somebody shows you that disrespect, you're still obligated to pop off for that disrespect. Right? So now, shift this to what we're talking about now. You're not supposed to be out in pajamas. You're not supposed to be out in your nighttime attire. So when white people are out in their nighttime attire, they're typically like, I know I shouldn't be out like this. I'm just trying to go out here and get a pack of cigarettes and get back to my house. You know, and if somebody sees them and side eyes them, they're like, yeah, I am out here in pajamas. They're right.
Sure.
So it's that. Is what they're fighting against.
What I don't understand is if they... I just don't understand. I guess I just don't understand. Like,
you don't relate. You understand it. You don't relate to it. You don't... Because I think you see how it makes sense. You just wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it, but I also let's just say I'm out in my Durag, and
as you do, as you do.
Let's say I'm out in my Durag, my Jordan shorts, my slides, my white socks, and my wife.
Let's say you had to go out and get a pack of Newports.
Straight up, I walk down to the corner store, and someone is like,
and also berating every Asian person you pass.
Sure. Making sure everyone knows I'm on the way.
Having a full-blown conversation on a Nextel phone.
I'm walking down the street. You know how it is. But let's just say I'm not doing any of that. But I am out in my house clothes. I walk out if someone were to give me side eye, I'd be like, yeah, fuck, yeah, I know. But I wouldn't be like, what are you looking at? I'd just be like, yeah, I'm just getting my shit.
But that's your culture. Your culture was the first one. The culture that you grew up in and that you adhere to and that are your cultural habits. You're like, yeah, you got me.
Yeah.
Dude, I have to resist that type of shit all the time. Because my cultural normal is if you side-eye me, I'm like, what the fuck you looking at, pussy? Like, that's like, oh, I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. You have something in your eye? I apologize.
No, I was just getting something out of that.
Yeah. My bad, dude.
But
it's a reflex because that is how I was
wild,
raised.
dude. I don't understand. Like, dude, and don't get me wrong, I've met white fucking dudes like that too. Dude, a dude could be like staring me down and I really wouldn't give
Yeah, but the white dudes that you know that are like that, where and how did they grow up? Typically, it's very similar because it's not black culture. It's fatherless culture is what it ends up being. Like people who grow up with that, like, and that's what the problem was. Like every chick that comfortably goes out in college at Lafayette,
sure,
all the white chicks that went to class all day in pajamas or those sweatpants that were rolled down.
Yeah,
you know. Sometimes they would roll their pajama pants.
I know.
Like
I've seen it,
dude. All of them that got a little bit different. Like they're all like fatherless kind of hoes.
Sure.
Typically, they're hoes.
Well, we need those hoes.
Listen. I'm not saying get rid of those hoes, but I'm saying I'm okay with getting rid of that attire. It should be harder to suss out hoes. It's too easy to suss out hoes.
No.
It's too easy. No, it's too easy to
there
suss out
I disagree with you, dude.
Too easy to suss out hoes. And it's too easy to suss out black Muppets. It's too easy to suss out white Muppet hoes.
Wildly visible.
Nah, man.
No.
It's character building.
I see what you're saying.
You should be like a truffle pig.
I know.
No, every man needs to develop the skill to be able to sniff out a hoe. And we don't have that anymore. Like, dude, it's missing. Like, we had it, like, in the 80s, late 90s, and now that skill is gone. You don't need it anymore. The hoes are out here on full display.
Yes, and that makes my life easier when I know where the hoes are and where the good ones are, where the non-hoes are. So therefore, if I'm like, you know what? I'm having this type of night. I really need a hoe. I need me a fucking...
What type of night? Describe the type of night that you would need a hoe for.
I want to be by myself, but I want to fuck.
Exactly. It shouldn't be easy.
No, that should be easy. It should not be easy. No, that should be easy so I can get the job done.
No one man should have that power.
No,
you shouldn't be able to just Walmart a hoe.
No, you should.
You have to be able to suss out and figure out a hoe.
No, see, that's too much work. That's too much work because what if you're like, oh, I've been putting in all this work for what I assumed was a hoe, but she's not.
That's also character building.
No,
you have to restructure your algorithm. No. You were wrong about your hoe. Your divining rod for hoes is wrong.
Sidney, what I'm telling you.
Recalibrate your divining rod.
No. What I'm telling you is, sure, I could see this in a character building where you're in your late teens, early 20s. Sure. When I'm in my 40s, dude, if there was something that happened to me where I wasn't dating my girlfriend or I was single now, I'm not putting in the work. I'm not waiting anymore. It's the fucking future. I want to know where the fucking hoes are. I have to fucking wait for everything. Everything's a wait. I got to wait for my fucking TV to fucking turn on and give me the internet. It's all fucking choppy and wonky. I got to wait to get through shows with fucking ads. I got to pick the ads I get to see on my fucking shows. Fuck that shit. If I go out to a bar, I want to know where the skanks are.
Counterpoint.
So I can get those skanks.
Listen, if you're in your 40s and you can't suss out a hoe, that's on you.
Look,
that's on you. Look, you need to get your Hodar right. You're wrong.
What I'm saying is
fix your shit.
My Hodar hasn't ever really been a problem. What I'm saying is I'm not waiting anymore. I'm not using my Hodar. If it's 2026 and I can just get the fucking hoe, I need an Insta hoe, dude. I need a fucking goddamn DoorDash slut. If that's what I need to get my fucking rocks off and get on with my fucking life, that's what I will do. It's about convenience.
Every time a man comes, it should be worked for. There should be nothing given to a man in that realm. Every single time you have to earn every ejaculation you get. Every single one.
I don't.
And
I don't
depending
agree with
on your separation from having a main Muppet in your life,
Sure.
means that it should be harder and harder for you to gain your ejaculations. Having a main Muppet in your life, one of the privileges of that is easier access to working for ejaculations. Still got to work for it. You still should have to work for it.
See,
no cum should be given to men. No, I stand firm on that.
That is
no
wild.
man should be given cum.
That is wild. That's black Muppet talk. I don't like that.
Dude. Listen.
You sound like a real gonzo right now. You sound like an Orthodox gonzo
I'll
right
give you
now,
that.
dude.
I'll give you that.
You sound like a
I'll give you
real
that.
Orthodox gonzo,
that's
dude.
also what keeps men. We should never things shouldn't be easy for men.
Look, I'm not saying things shouldn't be easy. I'm saying I understand that. What I'm saying is my life is a pain in the fucking ass, dude. If I'm single at 42...
And if you want to give somebody else a pain in the ass, it should be hard.
No.
You shouldn't be able to easily give somebody a pain in the ass.
No, dude, that's what sex workers are for.
That's different.
That's
different.
That's the same thing.
No. Sex workers are a different class of
Are you trying
hoe.
to say you wouldn't be able to find out a sex worker?
Sex workers are a different class of hoe.
Dude, they're the same.
They are. That's very different than just a chick who's a little slutty. Is a lot different than a woman who sells vagina.
What I'm saying is there are women that sell vagina where you can get that sold vagina for free.
If we're talking,
it's a different thing.
No. What are we talking about here?
I'm talking about hoes.
We're crossing terms here.
What I'm talking about is
you're stealing vagina. Are you scamming vagina from
absolutely
women of the
not.
night that sell vagina?
There are women that I know that sell their vagina, who I have got said vagina for free.
Wait, are they selling images of their vagina, or are they selling
Some
access to
do
their
both. That I have gotten for free. Which is just going out, being a decent person, understanding the rules, and being like, you know what? I know where these people are at. I'm going to go where these chicks are, and I'm going to find out which ones fuck. Which ones are willing, which ones are giving
How'd
me
you
the
find
time.
out?
How did you find out? I got fucking eyes, don't I? You can fuck. If you can't tell who those fucking people are, your fucking Hodar's off. If you can't go into a club and know, your Hodar's off.
Listen,
dude, it's 2020
this
fucking
is the point that I'm
dude.
making. Back in 2026, it's now harder than ever to distinguish and delineate hoes from the good.
I don't think it is.
Back in the 90s, it was easy because good girls didn't dress like hoes.
Sure.
Now,
Everyone's
all the women are
dressing like a
dressing the
hoe.
same.
So what I'm saying is, if there is someone who is even more whorish, those are the ones you're going for. You can't I understand that the ideology of hoe fashion isn't off the charts.
Okay, so define whorish. Like when you go into a room and you have all the women are in there dressing scantily clad.
Sure.
In a way that in the 90s would only have been hoes dressed this way. But now they're all dressed this way. How do you distinguish in that attire which ones are the actual Muppet hoes? So I'm a hoe Muppet.
Either 2 drinks in both hands, one hand holding 2 drinks, a pack of cigarettes at any point in time, or vaping indoors. Two going down.
Vaping indoors.
Vaping indoors. If she's doing this while holding drinks, you got a shot, Jack. You got more than a shot.
Okay.
Number 2, dancing with 1 or 2 women at the same time while holding either aforementioned accoutrement or not. Very scantily grinding on 2 women at the same time. Yeah.
I actually have a dancing algorithm that is foolproof. The more her hands are above her head while she's dancing, the more of a hoe she is. So one hand up, not so much. 2 hands above the head dancing, that's a hoe.
I would say the trifecta on that is the locked. If she's dancing with her arms or hands locked over her head,
yeah,
that is hoe faux show.
Yeah, that's like a Captain Planet rings coming together. Are You know what I mean? It's like She-Man. Like that's like something like a power thing coming together. It's like a bright light, a beam of light shoots into the sky for a second.
She's like Captain Suckit, dude. With vape, tequila,
not wearing shoes on the boardwalk.
And it's just like, dude, what I'm saying is you can spot these chicks. It's not hard to do.
I think it's harder. In this day and age, it's harder. It's so much harder.
Don't get me wrong. Look, I'm not saying I have a perfect track record, but it is like, you know, you work in enough bars, you work in enough restaurants, you work in enough nightclubs, you work in enough concert venues. You find an eye for these chicks. They're not hard to scope out. Now, don't get me wrong. There's been times where, you know, you strike out. But I will say, most of the times I'm like, I bet that chick is down to fuck, or at least, you know, suck my ween.
Dude, there used to be a posture. There used to be like a hoe posture.
Oh, the back.
Well, no, I mean, like, typically, those are like, it was like good posture, hoe posture.
Yeah, it's all the way back.
Yeah. And then you had good posture, hoe posture. Like the rounded shoulders, either forward or back. Could have meant that they were, depending on how they were dressed and how they were acting.
I really like those knuckle dragon hoes, the ones that are.
Dog. Listen, there's a hoe for everybody out there.
Look, and there is. Now, don't get me wrong. I've also met the hoes that they don't meet the standard. They break the mold. There are women that I've seen where I'm like, no way, she's a hoe. But I am, you know, they're talking to me. I'm like, I'm just gonna see where this goes, and then they end up being undercover hoes.
Yeah, but I think hoe is also like a personality choice, because sometimes like those women, it's like, man, they're not hoes. They're just like willing to do one night stands. They're just classy ladies who are willing to do one night stands. And, you know? I was the guy.
But then again, dude, look, I'm not even going to say I was a hoe, dude. I was definitely being called upon by chicks who were like, I know this dude's a sure thing. And that's what happened. That was also, it was one hoe washing another one, dude. I'm not even saying that. Was it right? Absolutely not, I guess. But
you guys are just leaving hoe dust everywhere from rubbing up against each other.
Straight up,
Goodness
was wild.
Gracious,
it was wild.
Yeah, obviously, you had like a lot of men go through a hoe phase in their lifetime.
Sure,
some longer than others.
Sure, but I am saying like it got to a point where like, you know, you could smell your own too. Keep that in mind. Like, the reason I was so good at finding these hoes is because I was hoeing it the fuck up too. So it's like, it wasn't like a very hard thing to figure out. I think if you're not living that way or being that way or acting that way or walking that way, you're going to have a harder time finding them. Sure, the ones that are out like blaring, sure, you can't fucking miss them. But the ones where you're like, I didn't know. Dude, you fucking know. You can just tell by like the way they walk, the way they carry themselves, even just like, again, like I said, the little accessories they got. They got hoe accessories where it's just like, dude, I know.
Accessories.
Yes, accessories, dude. And they definitely have them. They're on full fucking blast. But in the end.
Dude, I remember when it was. I remember when the transition was, when everybody started, when Ludacris started popping.
God damn you.
Ludacris music outed the hoes. And started making more women want to look like hoes.
I mean,
Luda.
Are you sure it was Ludacris?
He mainstreamed the hoes for sure.
I mean, I'm trying to remember when Fantasy came out. That was definitely around like 10th grade. That was like 2001.
Let me check that.
10th or 11th grade.
Yeah.
But I'm not denying that Ludacris didn't have something to do with that. I will also say Juvenile did have something very much to do with that. Cash Money Millionaires, definitely.
That was so Cash Money Millionaires, they hyped up the hoes.
They definitely
were hoes. They made the hoes feel confident, but then Ludacris made it acceptable to aspire to hodom.
I'm not gonna say you're wrong. However, I will say, back that ass up made women aspire to do hoe things.
So it was the year 2000.
Also, the thong song. Keep in mind, Cisco was also helping with this.
Mm-hmm.
Cisco definitely helped with this. The Year of the Dragon album helped exponentially with this.
Dude, that changed the world.
Dude, if there's one thing I was so privileged.
That was also 2000.
Dude.
So February 15th, 2000.
Banger date.
Right? That's when it was like, that started to kind of like grease the wheels for the hose.
Straight up.
And then August 15th of 2000 is when Fantasy came out. And that was when it just flooded the market. Dude, that was a tsunami of hoes.
It was crazy.
That was the El Nino of El Nino. That was the El Nino. That released the hose.
I mean, I was all for getting whipped away in that fucking storm.
Yeah.
It was unstoppable. And it was like Fantasy fucking back that ass up and the thongs, dude. And it's crazy because like I think back on how ridiculous the thong song it was and is. Mm-hmm. If you listen to the thong song, it is the most. I've never heard anyone like that come on in a car and someone's like, I love this song. You don't listen to the thong song by yourself. You only listen to the thong song when you're around chicks who might be shaking ass. Like, if you listen to the thong song and you hear the lyrics, you're like, man, what a fucking retardo song sung by a clearly gay man who's covering his tracks so hard. But then when anytime someone's like, yo, I'm going to put on the thong song, you're like, fuck yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
So,
because this is going to be nuts.
There was a little time, it was like a 2 straight years where anytime somebody asked me what music I wanted to come out to, it was the thong song. And I would let it play for a little while, and the first thing I would say is, now we're all a little bit horny.
I mean...
And nobody in the crowd denied it.
Nobody, you can't...
got you horny. You're horny now. We're all horny together. Let's go.
Dude, dumps like a truck. That no one's getting away from that. It's like, that is the thing that I mean. Now, wait, hold on. To wrap this all up, because we've almost done it. Mm-hmm. You think Tuskegee University should be done with the bonnets, done with the durags, because it is adjacent to degenerate behavior and makes hoes more visible? Do you think the hoiness is part of it? Do you think the honess is part of this?
I don't think honess should be mainstream accepted. I think honess is a counterculture that is off of the mainstream. Like despite the fact that I've always been adjacent to degeneracy, I've always understood that there was a true north. Like there was a way that I should be acting, or like one day when I'm retired from my degeneracy, I will orient myself in the right direction.
When I bronze my durag. And fucking Green Day starts playing. I'm like, dude, I did have the time of my life. Dude.
Yeah.
Or a somber, dude. You know what would be fun if we made a somber, almost like funeral-esque thong song. Like we had the thong song like more like, let me see that thong, the thong, 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 thong.
That dress used to be so scandalous, but now we can all handle this.
She had thighs like what? Why? Why? Why are the thighs gone, dude? But do you think? Here's another thing, and I'm going to ask you a personal question. Mm-hmm. I mean, you always talked about your true north. Mm-hmm. Does your influence, or does this point influence you about the less honess? Is it because you have kids? Is that an influence? Your kids aren't?
I've always felt that way.
You've always felt that way?
I didn't like it when it started happening. Even before we had kids, it gives people a false sense of confidence. Like almost all the toxic masculinity that people complain about, nobody complains about it the right way because it came from too much access to hoes. That's why men are now treating women. That's why toxic masculinity became a problem, because people who didn't earn their confidence had confidence, and all confidence in men should be earned. Otherwise, it becomes toxic.
Sure, but I mean, also, it's like I don't know. I never felt that way. Like I've never been like a confident person. I've been right about stuff. I felt good about stuff, but I've never been like I know this is gonna this chick's gonna be all up on my shit. I'm fucking out there. Just rolling the dice.
So I'm not even talking about like confidence. So okay, that bleeds into normal life, right? Like if you can have access to hitting them skins, it makes you a more confident man in life. The more access you have to ladies, the more confident you will be in every aspect of your life. Sometimes that confidence, though, is tainted, and tainted confidence gets projected in a way that is toxic.
What I'm saying is some of these guys that are toxic, though, they're not getting hoes regardless. They're just thinking that that's what's going to happen. Like, dude, I've met so many people that are like, these women ain't shit. And like, dude, you're not getting any pussy. Regardless of you'd have to buy all of the pussy. The idea of toxic masculinity, I'm not saying it doesn't exist or it hasn't been inflated by the way that the social zeitgeist is now. I'm just saying, like, I don't understand a lot of toxic masculinity because that's not going to get you pussy. It's never gotten anybody pussy. Being like just a fucking weird dickhead like that has never gotten
but
pussy.
you're talking about the outliers of toxic masculinity. I'm talking about the people that are just projecting false, because like a lot of times when the confidence is detached from the thing that built the confidence, women on the outside don't have a good radar for being able to delineate whether or not a man has false confidence or real confidence. They just see confidence, and that's what they're attracted to. Women are naturally attracted to men that seem adept, that seem capable, and a lot of men are out there feeling adept and capable when they shouldn't.
I mean, look, I'm not saying you're wrong. However, that also seems like an issue that only affects if you're too retarded to understand that, that's on you.
What do you mean too retarded?
What I'm saying is, if a woman can't see a dude's fucking,
no woman can.
Then they're retarded. Then that's on you.
Yeah, all women are retarded. I agree with you. I've been saying that for
But also,
years.
no, if a man also thinks that that's going to work for decent women, like I've seen the mutts that get together. I've seen them. I've seen it happen. Mm-hmm. Those are like, when I see mutts get together, I'm not like, oh man, can you believe one person's bamboozled? I'm like, no, they both suck. They both deserve whatever fucking terrible shit happens to them.
Okay.
Fuck them.
So again, but this is the whole issue with pickup artist culture. Pickup artist culture helps you backdoor your way into decent women because they're not looking to be rused. They're not looking for people to be tricking them.
But I'm also saying, like, what woman is ever falling for pickup artist shit?
Dude, all of them.
What fucking
100%
retard?
of them. 100% of them. Every woman that you got, whether or not you were reading the books and doing what they told you to do, every woman that you picked up, you did using pickup artist techniques, whether you were using them or not, specifically, whether you were going to the and studying their systems or not. All they're doing is they're looking at what is successful for guys to go from zero connection to intimate connection with a woman. They broke that down into a science, and they started assigning different, triggers,
I guess,
that you could advance along the way, and they gave that to people. That's all that is.
I mean, I'm not, like, I don't think I ever used any tactics to pick up any women. The tactic I did is I went to a bar and drank, and if women talked to me, awesome.
That's an outlier situation.
Awesome.
Though. That's an outlier situation. Most of us are using tactics.
That's
like the
in my head. The tactics don't work. In my brain, women can see through the fucking retarded ass
can't
tactics.
See through shit, man.
Man,
women cannot see. Women cannot see through sunglasses. Dog, it's crazy. They can't. They just can't.
I don't know. I don't know. And part of me is like, I guess I give them the benefit of the doubt.
Never.
But my brain
never.
But it doesn't matter
because
it doesn't matter because it doesn't affect me and it never applied to me. My whole thing was, I don't care if you come, stay, lay, or pray. Whatever happens with me while I'm single, I'm going to be fine. If you want to come along for this fucking ride, awesome. If you don't, that's fine. There are other hoes, especially if I'm out looking for hoes. There's going to be a bunch of them. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. The guys are like, yo, man, I got to get fucking laid tonight. I got to get some pussy. I'm going to like turn on this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to dress this way. I'm going to wear cologne. I'm going to look fucking fly. You've already put in too much fucking effort for fucking possibly nothing. And then you're going to get all pissed off and frustrated when it doesn't fucking work for you. Shut the fuck up.
Some people, but it's also, it's your own fact-finding missions. You're fine-tuning your craft. You're getting better every time. You're learning more each time. Your algorithm is being shaped so that you can target next time better. There's a whole process to it. And it really just, it just aligns with the masculine predatory nature where we're not using it to hunt anymore. We use it to truffle pig sliz.
Sure. But I mean, if we don't need to hunt anymore, that's the whole point. Is like we have factories that give us lunch meat. We have factories that give us cheese. We have factories that give us all the stuff we need to sustain ourselves. And now we have factories that give us hoes. Has it made us a different society? Sure. Has it made it a more convenient society? Definitely. And that's what it is. If we're going to wind back the clock into these things where we're taking away cultural advancement, whether it be processed meat or processed pussy, that's the whole thing. You've got to like really break down what you see as us streamlining ourselves into convenience and the future. If you want to take a big step back and say that hoes shouldn't be more visible every now and again, it's like, I don't really agree with that because we're moving towards, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we're not barreling towards damnation or crumbling society, but we were doing that even before the hoes showed up. We were doing that before the hoes were on full blast and Ludacris was even born, or Back That Ass Up was even ripping up the fucking charts. I'm saying is we have a means to an end to make things a little bit easier, especially for people who are trying to be convenient and more streamlined with their lives.
And I'm going to say always hunt. I'm going to say even if you're in a relationship, and this is going out to the women. Women, if you are in a relationship, if you are married to a guy, you've been with a guy for a long time, he should always have to earn it. Make sure he earns it or he will become a toxic sludge in your life. Do not just give up the puss.
Here's what I'm also going to say. Women, if he earns it, do it. How about that? Women, if he earns it, figure out what you mean by earning it. All the stuff that dudes do where they aren't asked to do a lot of stuff, they aren't asked to say things, they just kind of do it out of just common decency and understanding. I've been in relationships where I have just been the good person, done the right thing, and pussy still hasn't come where you think you've like, look, I've been doing all the right stuff. I've been taking care and making things work. I've been in relationships like that, dude.
No, stay retarded, women. Never let him know your next move. He should never know what he did to earn it, as long as he knows that he earned it. And it should be different every time. If you can't keep earning it the same way, that's just a habit. That's not you earning the sniz anymore. That's you falling into a habit where at the end of these behaviors, you get sniz. No, it should be different every time.
So you're saying
keep
that
your retarded brain exactly the way it is.
If you have a job and you go in and do the same job.
Pussies ain't jobs, dog. Pussies ain't jobs. And it should
but if
never
you have to
be.
earn, you have to earn it, but it's not a job?
Yeah.
You have to earn it. It's not a job.
Because getting pussy is like hunting. And it should be like every time. As a matter of fact, every time
if you found a way.
hold on. Let me say this before you say that. Let me say this because it's going to qualify. Every time you let a man enter into your vagina, when he exits that vagina for the last pump, that vagina should turn into a different animal. It should have a different ecosystem, a different environment, different things that are necessary to trap it and catch it, different things that are necessary to trick it. It should never be the same animal twice.
And that's where hoes being convenient makes sense. Because if it gets to a point where that's what's going to happen, I'm just going to go for the other animals again. That's the whole point. Sidney, the point you're making is like, yo, man's got to earn it. You don't think that there are other hoes who are like, yo, I've been trying to like fuck, and every time I do fuck, my fucking pussy gets all fucking weird, and now I have to like, another guy's got to try. Dude, a dude will just be like, yo, I'm looking for that fucking, deer pussy because I just fucked this pussy and now it's a fucking, she changed it into a fucking bear. I'm not going to hunt a bear.
Well, first of all,
I don't give a shit.
If everything else around the vagina wasn't annoying as fuck and is fun to be around, then a man would be willing to figure out how to track down that new pussy.
Maybe. Hard maybe, dude. I think if a dude is single,
every time after it's morphin' time, every single time that pussy never stays the same. It's morphin' time. Every time, morph that pussy.
Oh, we did it. We definitely did it. Well, we started declaring war on Muppets.
On Muppets, for sure.
Especially those guns.
I mean, hoes are Muppets too.
Yeah, Muppety hoes, dude.
Hoes is Muppets too.
They're all Muppets, and we kind of made a point with Durags and Bonnets, which then morphed into Hoe verbiage, which got us to where we're at now. And again, I think hoes being more accessible is it a good thing? Who's to say? Do I think it's a convenience thing? Definitely. I think it's more convenient. I think it's just a more convenient thing for people who are looking to not be in any type of like real steadfast relationship. Just going out and getting hoes. And I thought that applies to both men and women. That's the way I look at it. But that's where I'm at. Sidney clearly has, not disdain for hoes, but seems that you have a sort of your hoe. You're hososted. You're hososted?
I think hoes should be earned.
Hoes should be earned.
Everything should be earned.
That's not a hoe. Earned hoe is not a hoe. An earned hoe is not a hoe.
It has to be.
But it's not. An earned hoe is not a hoe.
Then she'd be giving it to every single guy that
That's
came
what a
her way.
hoe is.
It can't be.
That's what a hoe
she
is.
She can't be. If 5 guys come at her in one night, who gets her?
The 5 guys. What the fuck are you talking about?
Be. One guy gets to take her home. One guy gets to take the hoe home.
Sidney clearly doesn't understand about these future hoes.
One guy.
If you like this hoe conversation, make sure you get on the Patreon. We got plenty more of it coming at you at breakneck hoe speed. It is hosational on that Patreon, and it is amazing. You get a bonus episode, you get a secret unreleased episode, and you become part of the community just for $3. It's an amazing deal. Make sure you get on the book Solomon. There's no hoes in that book, but it is gonna fuck you over and over again and will not morph. And you don't have to work that hard to get it. Over 400 copies sold. That's more sluts than you even fucking think about.
It's hoe literature. Sluterature.
It's definitely sluterature, dude. Also, make sure you get your hoes together and come out and see us at Soul Joel's September 5th. It is going to be a banger show. We're going to be playing the thong song at least 3 or 4 times. Everyone's going to be horny. Everyone's going to be wet. It is an amazing thing. We do this every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for being here. I've been Ryan Shannon. This has been Sidney Gantt. And this has been World War Fun. God love you, hoes.